Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Growth and Podcast. Our guest today is Dani Schwartz, all the way from Tel Aviv in Israel. Dani is the growth leader at Enzo. Thank you so much for making time from your busy schedule, Dani. How are you doing?
I'm great. I'm great. Nice to be here.
Hey, pleasure to have you. So, yeah, typically we will start these series with guest introductions, and then we'll start with your company background, industry trends, current challenges, and where you want to be in 6 to 12 months in the long term. So, let's go ahead and introduce yourself to our guest.
So I'm Dani Schwartz from Tel Aviv. I'm 33 years old and I'm the head of growth in Enzo. I have two kids and a wife. And my experience mostly is from marketing. So I started from PPC about 9 years ago. It's, like experience wise. So I'm from PPC, work with like marketing agencies, e-commerce agencies, and then came into more of like a holistic growth. So worked on email marketing and CRO and different stuff like this. And my last position before Enzo was the head of acquisition in a company. It's a D2C company called Apricot. And there I really learned about the US market. So it's very different from the Israeli one. People, they shop differently. They're more brand oriented than the Israeli market, I think. And they're very much more sophisticated. So I really learned about the US market in this position. And then now I'm in Enzo. So in Enzo, I'm the head of growth. I started as a growth manager. I was promoted to being a head of growth. And here I work on different stuff in the company. So sales, marketing, data, and I have different employees in different departments. They do different stuff, and I overview, and I also have some stuff that I do by myself still, like PPC is one of the things I still do by myself. And that's it.
For some of
Love
our
being, it's very fun.
yeah, for some of our listeners, what does PPC stand?
It's pay per click. Basically, PPC in the back in the day, it was just for Google, but now it's paid advertising generally. Just people call it PPC. You had like SCM, PPC, all those acronyms that
Yes,
people don't like, but you sound smarter when you say them. So usually people just say PPC or acquisition, same thing in the
got
end.
it. So tell us a little bit about what Enzo does.
So Enzo is automation platform, but a bit different. So usually traditionally automation platforms were more on the technical side. So if you wanted to build something, for example, on NA10 or Make or one of the more technical ones, you need to understand code. You need to understand like if and then scenarios, like or end cases that are very difficult to understand to program. You need to be an engineer, like have an engineer's mind, I guess. And if you wanted to work with Zapier, which is also technical, but it's a bit easier, then you need to become like a no code engineer, I guess, because you need to understand like 1,000 use cases, 1,000 stuff that can happen with the flow. And Enzo basically is an no code, like vibe coding platform where you can just write a prompt and build it. Now, the cool thing is it makes every person who has creativity or every person who wants to automate something, he can now automate it using Enzo. Now, of course, now we're even with a prompt into a basic understanding about how systems work. So and how like LLMs like ChatGPT and all of those work. So we teach that. So part of like the Enzo experience is we teach you how to build automation with Enzo and how to build stuff that you are not used to in automation. For example, how to scrape very good leads based on intent, how to do enrichment that is more than the enrichment you get like from Claire or Co-Signal or the basic ones, and how to do it based on real data about the user, about the company. That's generally to give the option for everybody to become like AI. We call it AI builder, like an AI engineer. If you want to use the lingo, everybody wants to be like an AI guy. So instead of saying AI expert, which is like very random, we call it AI builder. So everybody can do it, even if you're not super technical. Just if you're open to, you can open your mind to understanding how it works and to learn. And then it's super easy. You can build as many automation as you want, and there's no like if and then very small things you need to understand, like, and to find bugs that might happen in the future so your entire like flows won't break. So it's much simpler, much easier. and it gives you like the advantage for the future. So everybody, if you're a founder and you want to get your company moving much faster, because the boat is sitting on your ass to bring more revenue and to bring more ARR, or if you're like a head of growth or even some growth team who needs to learn AI, because if you don't know AI in the near future and you cannot build systems, and everybody telling you have to do like 1,000 assignments, but you have 9 hours, 8 hours a day, and you have to build systems. And if you don't build them, it will be very hard to progress in tech. So this is our goal, to help you become this AI builder, to be the one who can push the company forward, which is very important.
Beautiful. So, in terms of value proposition, how does Enso do things a little differently? Whether it's lead scraping and enrichment with intent. I know you mentioned offline that you focus more on go to market per lead instead of go to market per segment. So, tell us a little bit about that if you want to show us.
Yeah, I will show, but also we do focus on global market. There is a lot of capability. Everything that you can automate with N8N or Make in general, you can automate with Enzo, even RevOps and stuff like this. But it gives you much more context using data that is available online. So I can just, for example, I'll find like a company that I know. Let's go find like a random company, or even we can use Enzo. Oh, I'll just share the screen. So just go here and just write, for example, hey, I want to do an enrichment. I want to enrichment for Enzo.bot. I want, ask me first, about, ask me first for context about, scoring system for relevant information for me, then find relevant people in the company on LinkedIn, create enrichment for all of the relevant people in the company, and add everything to a Google Sheet. So we'll do it again. Now it's working. So, so it's asking me again about everything we talked about. Cool. So just saying, I'm a company who sells outsourcing, seeing different jobs like PPC, or let's say full stack engineers in Egypt, for example. I want only things that are relevant about the company, that might help me close a deal with for information that helps you close at sourcing. So now it goes and basically goes through the thing, and it finds the people that we want. So now it can ask me a few more questions just for, you see here, it creates all the tests it needs to do. Are you actively hiring? Perfect. Now understand looking what signals indicate a company needs your outsourcing. So you can give it like job boards and different comments from existing VPs, head of growth, CEOs, and we'll just say general words, different comments. Use PI5 agent for this.
What is the significance of saying use API-Fi?
And just a way to scrape.
And API-Fi is integrated into Enso?
Yeah, it's part of what we do. But it's something that we're asking it to do in order to scrape better. So you see, sometimes there is like, it finds issues, it finds different stuff. You see, it found me, Dani Schwartz, you see head of growth.
Mm-hmm.
So it's found me already. So now it's working. So now it see different stuff. How many seed rounds, how many, you see Miki Haslevsky is our founder and CEO, pain points. This is me hiring signal score free. So how much I hired. So I hired people. David is an investor. You have different investors, so it's fine, different stuff. Now it connects to Google Sheet. Now I will just stop the sharing so I can do the connection for a second. Okay, so let's share again. So I just connected it through Composio. So it's a third party connection. I just right. I have connected.
From a of course, the connection pieces very well. If this was a customer that was using your tool, what kind of steps do they need to follow to be able
While
to?
we're right now, we are building. So a lot of customers, we tried automation, but because we don't know automation very well, and it's not something we do on the daily basis, and they need the help. So we're building a masterclass who will break every part of the automation. So everybody who watches it, it's like 5-minute videos in a row. After they watch it, they will understand how to do it by themselves. So our goal is not to build the next version of like experts that are only technical that can do it. We want everybody to have the option to do it, not to keep it like not to put like breaks for people. So we have like a masterclass you can watch and can see everything. It's super easy like this, but yeah, because I already build like a lot of automation, it's easier for me. But we're building a masterclass where you can see everything, and it's going to be tutorials and everything. But you
Are
can see.
there Yeah, are there any preset prompts that you can bundle for users that they can just pick up the prompt and run it?
In browse, I'm not clicking on it because I don't want to get out of the automation. But it is in browse. I'll just show in a second.
That's good.
Stuff that you can see that you can use already that we did for you.
And if I want a CSV instead of a Google Sheet to make it easier to download,
You can
will it
ask.
do that?
You can ask. You ask whatever you want, and you can see it. And here you see this folder thing. You click on it, and then you see everything with all the folders it creates. So if you want a place to save your PDFs or your CSVs and stuff like that, you can see here. And if, for example, there is a bug or something that you want to share with the support team, you can just click share if you see here, and then you can
Got
share
it.
the link directly to the chat. So then if there's like a bug, a specific bug or something that you saw, you can share, and then we're going to help you specifically. And that's the best way to do it.
So it created a Google Doc, a Google
Yeah,
Sheet.
it's creating it right now. So it's creating it here. So it's a Google Sheet. I don't know if you see.
No,
So just share it again. Just a second. Just share the entire screen. It will be better like this. So let's go for me, for example.
yes,
And these are strategy and execution quoted on Enzo.bot website about A/B testing automation, improved landing page conversion by 80%. It just goes through my LinkedIn. Maker for PPC and marketing outsourcing. So it found me. Now, what I'm doing in the best approach. So target for PPC, perfect fit for PPC manager and creative testing services for midget highlight quality PPC specialist with a proven track record. So this is just like a basic thing. Now, this is what it created. So, and this is the first version. So imagine when you're working with the chat, for example,
yes,
and you're not 100%. So you ask it, for a recipe. Okay, let's go with simplest stuff. And you're asking it for a recipe and not sure if the recipe is good, or want to improve. You want to say add more cheese, give me something with more cheese or something, I don't know, with more ham or whatever, and then you iterate on it. So it's the same thing with Enzo. So this is the first version we did in a few minutes. But if you want to improve it, you want to say, okay, you gave me this, but I want to improve the scoring system and say, give me a better angle with something more specific. And you can go as specific as you want to reach like the full automation. So usually the base automation with what I did right now took me like 3-4 minutes just to write and see. But in general, it takes about like 15-20 minutes to build like a full-fledged automation. But the cool part is that you can do it like with a prompt. You don't need to write any code. You just talk to it like with the chat, but it builds you a system, which is pretty great and
got it.
it's very interesting.
Amazing. That's good stuff, Danny. Thank you for.
You're welcome.
So I'm sure our viewers will find some excitement in seeing what the platform does. So let's come back to some of the more strategic aspects of the podcast. As the head of growth, tell us a little bit about your role and how it fits into the big picture at Enzo.
Yes, have growth is a bit different, traditional marketing positions and stuff. So it's a bit different because it has a few responsibilities. So you're basically responsible for the funnel. So we have different funnels that we use to bring in customers, to bring in people inside the system, and it involves marketing. So you have PPC, you have SEO, all the regular things we do. And then you have also sales. So I'm in charge to see with the sales. So we have like from the PLG, from using the system, we get enterprise clients. So we get different clients that are more relevant for a sales process. Then I need to
Okay,
see if we have somebody who's responsible for this, but I'm responsible to see that there is like a conversion, to see that it's working. There is sales, and also the data. So we have an analyst, but I need to see that all the data is organized so everybody can see everything, so that we have different insights. And generally, overview of the entire company to see that we're growing. Because if we're not growing, we're dying. What my CEO always says: you either grow or die in startups in Israel and everywhere. So this is my responsibility, like end to end, to see that it works, see that stuff are growing.
for sure. What does a typical day look like for you?
So talking to the team, talking to you, which is it's pretty cool. And different assignments I do and helping. So I told one of my teammates and who runs the content to do a sort of specific AI agent using Lovable and Enzo. And he is facing different troubles, facing different stuff that are related to the system itself. So I sit with him, I'll help him. And the partnership guy, he needs some help, I help him. So I'm helping different people. I'm also taking calls, like sales calls, to understand what clients are wanting, to help with this. And I'm also in charge of the PPC on my end. So this is also a big job. And different other projects. So the masterclass is filming me, so I need to be part of it. There's a lot of moving parts in my position.
For sure. Thanks for sharing that. What major shifts are you seeing in the industry right now? Everybody's doing some kind of AI, but what are there any industry shifts that you're seeing in particular?
Yeah. So, for example, in the past, when you talk to somebody about like AI, he'll say, "Yeah, of course, I do like ChatGPT or Gemini or Claude or whatever." And everybody who use like ChatGPT says, "I'm like an AI expert because I know how to write prompts." And writing prompts now, it's like even my mom, she asks for recipes on ChatGPT, so it's nothing too crazy, and the world's going more towards like AI agents and AI systems. Basically, how can you connect different systems and connect like data that you have online to build something with like a big enough insight or doing something big enough. So this stuff are working like people like apps. Like apps, like basic like apps you once built like with 20 people, you can build now by yourself. Connecting tools like Enzo, like Lovable, and like for example, one of my guys like Do, he made an SDR agent. Basically, what it does, it finds leads, it can send email to them, it can send them a LinkedIn message, do intro, do enrichments, you know what to send. So everything is like almost fully automated, and he just needs to go and do the meetings. So the meetings are still like somebody needs to talk. People like talking to people. But the entire SDR system is built almost entirely on AI, which is super cool. So you can build like everybody can build like a system, everybody can build an agent and an app and use it. So usually teams in the past had like to build an app for inside the team for marketing was crazy. Now like I can build an app for everything and use it in the team, which is like amazing. So you can simplify and automate stuff at once too, and you can do more. It's not about like AI replacing work. It's about letting you have the ability to do much more and a certain amount of, and this is the cool part. And this is what I like.
That's very cool. How are these trends impacting your business and your growth strategy as a start?
Uh, the idea is that, as I said, once AI, but real AI, like systems and stuff of it, was for the privileged people, for the people who learned code, and for us, the simpletons. I'm joking, but like for us, the simple crowds that are not like an engineer or didn't go like to cool Ivy League school and learn like coding to the highest ability, they didn't have the option to really automate anything. It was super difficult. For example, make you had to know code and you had to know like HTTP requests and stuff like this but you don't know. And even if with ChatGPT, it's so much time to learn. And what we're doing right now is we're giving the ability for everybody to basically automate and to build like super complex system, which is amazing. Even for me, like talk to me like a year ago. Yeah, ChatGPT. I know ChatGPT. I write emails. I'm a super sophisticated guy, you know. But now you can do almost everything. You can automate like cool stuff, build UI. It's amazing. And that there's people whose whole business is based on an app they build with UI with like Lovable or Base 44 those. So now there's no excuse. That's what I'm saying. There's no excuse to be like an AI builder and to build cool stuff and stuff that makes sense inside the company. And if you don't, you're screwed, as we say. Pardon my
Yeah.
friend.
No, for sure. So let's talk a little bit about your current state, right? What is working well for you guys right now, and what's been a challenge?
Inside the system or in
Yeah,
general
the
with
company.
in general, what are the like the biggest problems? I think is there's two problems basically. There's discovery. So people they don't know what they want to automate. Usually, when you don't, even if you go to when you go to a Make or NA10 on one of those, you already know
Yeah,
what you want to automate. But
sure.
most people they don't know. If you're not automating every day or you're building systems, it's very hard to think, okay, what can I automate? Because first of all, you don't know what are the possibilities, and second of all, you don't know how to do it. So the first one is discovery, helping people discover. The second part is how to build it. So people know, you know, the spaghetti automation monster thing that you have like this and that and like nodes and go here and go there. It looks very smart, but it's super complicated for a person who sees it. They're like, oh, that's too much for me. I don't know. So the second
Yes.
part is how to build it. So that's the reason we just started out and we're thinking how to help people. So we did it with the templates and we're doing it now with lessons. Basically, we're taking like the 4 or 5. Most people they have like 4 or 5 automations that are like everybody uses, like outbound enrichment, scraping, building lists, summarizing different stuff. So it's usually very very simple, and we're gonna teach people how to do it. When people know, they can build it like super easily, and they don't need us. So our goal is to help people do it themselves. So now this is our first challenge, how to explain, and we're working on that with the masterclass. Hopefully, it will be out by end of week, so we can already start marketing it. And I can send it also to you, so you can check it out, learn a bit about how we build it inside our system, and I hope this will solve the problem. Finding, and of course, we're building being more enterprise friendly. So this is something we're also working on quite a lot.
So if you were to say that there's an area of challenge, right? Is there anything beyond teaching prospects how to do the discovery and helping them to build? Is there any other areas that need improvement or are not doing well for you?
Inside the system, you know, it's always we're always improving inside the system what it can do, what it cannot do. Also the capabilities. So we're always improving. So we just started out. So we're always improving the capabilities we can. So now we connected, for example, to Nano Banano and to Gemini. So we can make images. We connected to VO3 so we can make videos. So the idea is to how we can help people make a much more complex automation that touches a lot of things. And this is something we're still working on to improve. So we can do like medium to a large automation, but we're trying to make it like super complex. So people who are working in a enterprise and they need something super complex that goes through a million different departments and does this. So this is something we're working on, as we said, to be more enterprise friendly. This is a challenge, I think, for every company.
Yeah.
How to sell to enterprises, and this is something we're really focusing on to improve.
What is one thing that's working really well in what you do?
I think the growth, the ideas of what I talked about works amazing, and the analyzing data. So, for example, until now, data is very scattered. So you have data that is sitting in a sales kind of software thing. You have data in Google Analytics, you have data here, you have data in the cloud, you have data in different places. It's very hard for analysts, and I know it firsthand from Anna, who is our analyst, that it's very hard to understand and to build like super complex insights with the scattered data. It's almost impossible. So this is something that works very well. And we're using it both for us and for our clients of how to build a complex way to combine data and to make it more easy digestible for the analysts and for us so we can have better insights. Everybody's saying data driven, but it's very
Yes.
hard to be data driven when your data is such a
Yes.
mess. We're helping with
y-
that as well.
Yeah. No, for sure. What metrics are you most focused on improving?
So for now, the sign up to paid is something that is work because it's a PLG without a credit card. So it's something you're always working on. Sorry.
Say that again.
Trial to paid, basically how many people started the trial and how many became paying customers is something. This is the Achilles heel of PLGs. So this is something we're already improving and we're focusing on improving immensely in the near future. And also we have all the thing about closing enterprises. This is something that is a big thing also. How we close enterprise leads usually contains different decision makers. You need to really get into it because a lot of the bigger clients are an enterprise
Sure.
for us.
So the first one you said was getting more customers to go from the trial sign up to a paid customer,
Yeah.
right?
So this is a coming from e-commerce. Usually, people buy on the spot. There's no trial, there's no PLG and everything. So this is a big challenge, but every company is facing, and I believe we're on a good way to reach above industry standards on this side.
No, for sure. What does your ideal customer look like?
So we tried like a lot. So we tried going to like middle management or, regular employees or to go like to huge companies with like to find somebody and from we're working on it. So I think the biggest challenge of all startups in general is identifying like the core ICP that is the best that you have to contact. Not only startups, but also like bigger companies. They just don't know 100% who is their biggest client. But what we're seeing right now that works very well is like pre-series A or pre-series B, like startups with money, but mostly like founders, head of growth, directors in different capacities that really need automation and really need AI in their system because they're working with a tight team. As you know, hiring is a big challenge and it's very hard to hire people and to train them and to get them to a level that they really bring value to the company from my own experience, super hard. And for that sense, they want to automate as much as they can in growth to bring as least amount of workers as possible. So this is something they really need. Usually if they're head of growth or growth leader, the CEO is always telling them, bring AI, even if they don't know what to bring, but they have to bring. So there's like a trend, like a hype about AI that you have to bring AI to the system. Otherwise you're like
Yeah.
grandpa left behind.
Yeah.
So, so those people, like the founders, the early like directors, head of growths with not so many employees yet, those are like our bread and butter, like people we really
Sure.
want to bring to the system. But also enterprise is good, bigger companies is good, but usually after seed tech or like direct to consumer with a bit more money, this is like the best for us.
Yeah. Um, in terms of if we talk about Enso as a whole platform, right?
Mhm.
What are areas where it really shines? So enrichment can be one. What else can you think of where it really shines?
As we talked about like growth things, but and it really shines like it really shines also like in summary. So people overlook it usually in traditional like automations because they say it's not that interesting. Like for example, you have an email account, your Gmail. Who runs the Gmail? So I miss at least like 10 emails. I miss meetings. I miss stuff because I'm a human being and there's so much work to do. So a good summary of your email account, like every day and send to your Slack, this is the emails you're missing. It's crazy. If you're, for example, work in partnership, you're a director of partnership in a company and you talk to 1 million people a day, you're probably going to forget people. It gives you a summary. It can also auto reply. Sorry. to your emails. So this is something crazy. So the entire summary industry is it's not something people do because it's too small, it's too niche. People say, I don't need it, it's not that interesting. But this way you can summarize everything. You can have, nothing is open and you forget about it. So this is something that is very more operational on the operational side. Don't forget stuff. Find me people who are more founder. If they have a meet, for example, a lot of people have, you have a meeting with somebody and you don't really know who he is. You can connect your Google Calendar, and then it creates like a document about the company before you go. This is something too, because a lot of times I go to a meeting, I don't know who the person is, I don't have time to read it, and I don't have really time to research the person. So this way it gives you like different points that I need to talk to the person about, which is super cool on different angles. The same thing we did here, but for a closed meeting. So a summary is a big thing. Summary and helping operational wise, like who to talk to, what to know about the person, summarizing emails, Slack, every other software you have. Even for example, you have a CRM, you have like HubSpot or something, and you have different people,
Salesforce, yeah.
salespeople that are calling, and you want to know who is the best, and you don't want to go to the dashboard and see, and you can go always to the dashboard and see, but you want to get like an email in the morning, like a summary, like this is the best people who are, this is the sales call, this is the numbers, this is the problems. And I went through I have like video recording. I went through the video recording. I saw that this salesperson is struggling with this specific thing. Please go and talk to him. So
Right.
this is
Right.
that is like cool insight that you cannot get. People usually don't automate because we say, it's not that important. We need to automate RevOps. We need to automate like different stuff. But here you can, even because it's so simple, you can automate like every use case. You just need to learn how to do it, how to think automation, and the sky's the limit. You can do like whatever you want.
Are there tutorials built? So if somebody were to sign up for Enzo,
Yeah, so we're building tutorials now for it and the masterclass. So everything, hopefully by the masterclass, the MVP will be released this week, and next week we also have like tutorials and different stuff for different use cases. But our biggest challenge was to understand what to make tutorials of, which templates people use, what are the struggles. So now that we're more knowledged, we can do it.
so for those enterprise customers, and not even enterprise, right? For those that are using, say, Google Workspace, you came up with a good example. If somebody has using Microsoft Outlook, is there an add-in that can help Enzo gather the intelligence
Yeah,
and
so
do?
we have like a few hundred integrations.
Okay.
We have all the basic stuff from Gmail, Outlook to different CRMs like Salesforce, Zoho,
Yep.
HubSpot,
Yep.
and different platforms. We have Klaviyo, SendGrid. So we have a lot of different options. And the cool part, as opposed to different other softwares, is that we have like option to add an MCP. So if you're this is a more technical part, but it will be in the masterclass. But if you want to add, you have like a fringe fintech software that you use, and it has like an API key. Be my guest, connect it, and then Enzo, this is crazy. It has like a knowledge base. So once it learns the system, it knows, and it can go and do assignments that you want. So it's setting it up once and doing an automation with it. Enzo goes through the tables, goes through the system, understand how it works. And then you can automate almost everything, and you can connect it to different tools. So you can connect it to Gmail and Outlook and this and emails. You can do whatever you want, basically, which is amazing.
That's great. Where do you guys want to be in the next 6 to 12 months?
So our goal is to open, as I said, like the mission is to bring a few thousands, if not more, like people to use the system and become like active paid customers that really see value in the system. This is our goal, to give and to educate. So if I have a few thousand customers, I want to have like a few tens of I want to people, when they think about AI systems, people who are not technical. So I'm not talking to the engineers, and they have their own place. I'm talking about the head of growth, the marketing, the brand, the founders who are not 100% super technical. There's founders who are usually in a startup as like the CTO founder, and there's like the CEO, CMO founder. So I'm talking about the CEO, CMO founders that have the option to build automation and to be synonymous in Israel and in the US as the place for non-technical people to learn how to build with AI and to
Yes.
actually build with AI. So this is, I'm like, we're trying to AI builder needs to be synonymous with Enzo, and this is what we're working right now, both with podcasts and a lot of paid media and in the masterclass and everything we build.
In terms of size of the organization and revenue, right? Where are you at now, and where would you want to be in a year from now?
I cannot really say numbers, sorry, because of stuff, but we'll try to grow immensely. So to grow really with the numbers, and as we said, like a few thousand, if more clients, and to make it as much synonymous, Enzo to be synonymous with this mission, and this is our goal. Not only the money or the ARR, it's mostly to because ARR comes with synonymous and being famous for a certain thing. So this is our goal, and money comes with it as a thing.
Just as we wrap up, the question that I have is, if you had a magic wand, what would be the one thing you would fix in your business that is holding you back and slowing you down?
In general, it's called the Mama Teresa syndrome. Usually, people who came from not being a manager and climbed being a manager due to circumstances and everything, we have like the thing to help people and to try to help everybody. And one of the biggest things I'm doing as a manager is to improve my ability to give people the ability to be responsible to something end to end. So this is something I'm working on. I think once people are doing it end to end and they implement like automation. So for me, everybody in the team needs to build an AI system or AI agent or an app every week, something, or to improve on an existing one. So so our company becomes like super AI native, and we're doing it, but it takes time. And so me to giving like people more responsibility and to make it like 100% AI for everything from PPC to content to SDRs to even data, how we analyze data inside the company, everything, and design even. So the masterclass we're doing, it's 100% AI. So the person who designs it is a designer, is our lead designer, Andrew, but he's doing it with AI. So this is the cool part. So we can build something that masterclass usually took years or even months. We can do it like in a week or two and make it super interactive. So AI systems and me being a more laid off, like more nice manager and giving people the responsibility and the space to do it themselves.
Would the masterclass, when the masterclass comes out, would it
Hopefully
be,
this week. Sorry, yeah.
it's coming out soon? You said this week?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So when the masterclass becomes available, do people have to be paid customers to use it?
So everybody can see the masterclass. We'll do it in a way that the first two videos, you don't need to sign up, like put your email. And then if you want to continue, you need to put your email. But in order to make sense of the masterclass, it's like a practical one. So you use Enzo. And if you like what you like what you get, you can become a paid customer. If you don't and you don't see any value, you don't. But we'll build a masterclass with like 99% satisfied viewers. That's the
Yeah.
goal. You'll never have 100%. But we'll do our best to make it super easy to understand. When in the end, when you finish the masterclass, you get like it's called an AI builder certificate. So something you can put in your LinkedIn, something you put in your resume, something you can put on your website, so people know to make it synonymous with.
Branding, for sure. No, this is great, man. I appreciate you jumping on and sharing, and of course the demo as well. So yeah, thank you so much for those insights. It's been great chatting with you and getting to know more about Enso, and I'm excited to check out the masterclass myself later when it comes out. So definitely keep me posted when it's coming.
Yeah, for
So
sure. We'll start with Loom, so we'll do it like screenshots and stuff. But our goal is we're doing like an MVP, but our goal is to make it 100% AI. So already created an avatar of me. I hope as handsome as me. No, I'm joking, but I created like an avatar and it looks like me and has like a voice similar to me. We'll try to make it like 100% AI to show the world that it's possible. It's not super crazy to use AI, even if
that's
you want.
awesome. No, that's great. Yeah, great chatting with you, Danny, and
Thank you so much.
good luck the next steps of growth. So pleasure to have you on the podcast.
Thank you so much. Have a nice day.